Hey, so I am talking directly to school leaders and classroom teachers. You probably already have a vision for what you want your school or classroom to look like, how you want your students to develop academically, socially, emotionally, with character that will serve them from kindergarten all the way to high school, preparing them for success in college, in careers, in life. And that vision is super powerful. And it could be something new, or you've been holding on to it for a while. But if it still feels like a distant goal right now, it's because a vision is often based on ideals. And ideals are, by definition, things we strive for, things we get closer to with every experience we have. So, yeah, you might be feeling uncertain about how to turn that vision into reality, or struggle with the idea that it's never quite right. The vision's never quite there. You have new teachers coming in, you have new students coming in. Every year there seems to be this churn of new ideas and new people. But that sense of fear, that resistance, that overwhelm, when you think about what it takes to get to that vision, that's normal. When I talk to people about change, I talk to them as change as a process that involves fear. It naturally involves resistance. And it even involves a sense of being overwhelmed as part of that process. But the thing is that the more you learn about something, the more confident you become in doing that thing, which reduces the fear. It reduces that uncertainty and overwhelm. So when we understand change and the processes that it involves as a cycle, like you're moving forward, but then you're looping back to move forward again, it's kind of like recycling. We might think we're back where we started, but we've actually grown along the way, learning and refining our approach for that ideal that we're striving for. So now, if we understand that change is cyclical and there are specific stages and strategies, then we can embrace that process with intention. So it's not about getting everything perfect on the first try. And you know that. And it's not even about reaching every aspect of an ideal every day forever. There are too many external factors and influences that we as people can share with each other in these experiences and be kind to ourselves and to each other, acknowledging that each step of that change process, even the ones that feel like setbacks, is part of that journey. And there are specific strategies that we can use that promote agency and compassion. So the pursuit of your ideal, while challenging, doesn't have to be something you're doing by yourself. When we accept that others are at different stages of readiness and resistance to different aspects of all of our ideals for a shared vision, we can have patience for the hurdles that we are tackling together, supporting each other through the recycling of this change process with strategies that we can use with ourselves and with each other that acknowledge and promote the idea that the whole of a school or classroom will always be greater than the sum of each of its parts. Your school isn't going to be great because of the work you are doing. It's great because of the work everyone is doing together. And that, without you, that greatness changes, it diminishes, it becomes something that it isn't the same because you aren't there doing everything you do, standing independently alongside everyone else. It's called interdependence, and it's a necessary component of pursuing an organizational or collective ideal in a school or classroom. So now imagine a school where academic, social, and character development aren't just words on a website or a poster hung outside a schoolyard, but are tangible results that you see every day. Picture a classroom where every student has the agency to determine what they will learn that day, that week, that grading period, and is coached by their teachers with time management and self regulation skills to engage with collaborative learning strategies and videos to master the accredited learning targets that will get them to that high school diploma alongside the extracurricular interests that they've determined are interests for them along the way. So this isn't what I just described isn't a dream. Um, it's a vision. And it's not always going to look exactly the way I described it because there are lots of factors outside of all of our control. But pursuing that vision is something we can do intentionally. But to do this, it requires more than just knowing what you want. It does require a plan. Yes, it requires a path forward. But that plan, it has to be grounded in understanding where you, your staff, your students, and even your students' parents are in this change process. And most importantly, it means acknowledging that resistance and uncertainty will be natural parts of that process that are critical to understand and address with agency and compassion for change to take place over time. And your vision can become a pursued reality. And that's the challenge. The day-to-day grind of identifying that cyclical change process and applying strategies that intentionally help yourself and help others through that same process towards that shared vision of something greater than any one of you can accomplish on your own. So, what does that look like for you and for your school, for your students in each of the classrooms? It means learning about this change process. It means learning about the strategies that can help you help each other move through specific stages of change and embrace the necessary changes to achieve your shared vision that you want for your school or your classroom. So it isn't about eliminating uncertainty. It's about moving through it with a clear sense of direction, with a map and a compass that keeps you grounded on where you're going and how to talk with each other about how to get there, even when the full picture of that destination isn't yet in view. It's about finding the courage to take that first step, knowing that the path will become clearer as you go. It's called trailblazing change. And it's what I'm offering to help schools and classrooms do so that they can do this on their own together.